Today I was thinking about the whole concept of being and becoming, and then I did some research on where it comes from and all that, and connected to some of the writings of Heidegger, and um, Andrew Cohen talks about being and becoming, and then I discovered this early early learning childhood learning framework, early childhood learning framework from Australia, um, and they had this being, belonging, and becoming. So they had belonging as part of this framework, and it really kind of connected with me. I also started reading Maslow again with. He talks about being and becoming and the B values associated with self-actualization. So all of this kind of swirled around. I guess it started from 2 days ago. I did a drawing, a kind of mandala that I called the circle of being and becoming. And I guess it connected with a lot of people, relatively. And then I really liked it, and I thought, oh, I'm going to put that on the header for my Patreon page. And then I thought, oh, it's like there's something about this being, becoming, and being, belonging, and becoming that really fascinated me. And I started to really get much deeper into it. And I realized that for me, the connection, um, let's see if I could channel this in a deep way, connect back to that moment when I was exploring it and I got this aha. So for me, being, belonging, and becoming are three kind of forms of who we are, but also in creativity. For me, that's connected to what I call stream of consciousness, field of consciousness, and arc of consciousness, creative exploration. Um, and for me, the connection is when I'm doing a stream of consciousness, drawings, it's beingness for me. I'm, I'm emptying myself, I'm getting into the ground of being and letting the creative impulse channel through me. And it's like the stream coming through me. So I am a channel, and that channel is created by being in the ground of being itself. So it's just beingness, pure being. Uh, and in a way, I'm not doing anything. I'm just letting it create through me. And that is the stream of consciousness work that I talk about. And then the field of consciousness work is belonging. And for me, that's about when I'm making a video, uh, I'm trying to get into the field of consciousness of the environment I'm in, or the situation I'm in, or the situation I'm trying to capture, or the event I'm trying to capture, or the space I'm trying to capture. This is a field. This is a collective field. It's a field that we all belong in, belong part of. Sitting next to a pond, the experience of the wind. Um, the wind is a collective thing. It's the pond. We know ponds. It's like our collective understanding of the pond. Koi fish in a pond. Anyway, but then when I'm editing it, and adding music and sound and maybe words, all of that's coming from the collective field. I try to tap into the collective field. So, for example, when I take my stream of consciousness drawings and animate them and to create a field of consciousness video from them. I take I go in to I use Final Cut Pro now. I take the drawing in and I process it through the animation effects and I play with that, and all of a sudden I find one that feels beautiful. Then I try to find music from an outside source or from my own sources to connect with it and see what fits it. And then often what I do is I try to find the words of a mystic or a theorist or somebody cool like Alan Watts or Ken Wilber or someone, and see and kind of like play with it and see, do any of these words, does any of these textual explorations kind of resonate with what's happening here? And then it expands and then it creates this experience of a field of consciousness. Um, uh, you know, there's that connection with field. And then, like with the pond, I tried to just surrender into the field of that environment and try to capture that field. So that's another way I try to work with fields, is capturing a field in this space. For me, every space, every environment has its own field. And if there's nobody there, that's that field. But if there are people there, they're part of the field. That's, you know, the field becomes the space and the people. So like the pond, actually the space was the environment and also the fish were part of the field, their consciousness. And I could feel their consciousness and tried to capture their consciousness too. So that's kind of this process, this creative belonging process of connecting with the outside world, you know, the inside and the outside all belonging, to, you know, and connecting together. And then there is becoming, the process of evolution. And for me, that's the arc of consciousness. When I tap into the arc of my own development, the arc of the development of my culture and society, the arc of the world, the arc of humanity, you know, it's like I've created a creative process where what I call cinegeist. That's a combination of cinema and zeitgeist. And what I do is I dive into the arc of the co-evolutionary arc of the moving image, consciousness, culture, and society. I've done all this research on it. I put together kind of a timeline, and I kind of dive into it and try to feel the arc of the moving image and consciousness and culture and society, and then I bring that into a meditation, and then I empty myself into that arc, and I ask my higher self, the divine, the creative impulse, what needs to be created that comes out of this flow, comes out of this directional arc. And I've gotten a few ideas from that, and they're qualitatively very different than any other ideas I've thought of. When I look at them, it's like, oh wow, this is like a combination of all these things happening out there right now, but not in a way that's like derivative. It feels kind of integrative, like, you know, like the perfect answer to this moment, you know, which is kind of cool. So you can see how I'm playing with these three dimensions of being, belonging, and becoming. And so today I did a variation on the drawing I did the other day. I started from scratch, but I tried, you know, I did another circle, and I tried to capture this new circle of being, belonging, and becoming. stream of consciousness, the field of consciousness, and the arc of consciousness for me. And so I created that, excuse me, and I just put it out there. And so now I'm doing this. So there we go. So that's what I did today. So there you go. So being, belonging, and becoming. Being is connecting to the ground of all being, our authentic, original self. The emptiness, the 0-point field at the heart of everything. That empty space where all things arise out of. That's, for me, beingness. And belonging is connecting to others, to life, to spatial realities, to human realities, to our relationships, our relationship with everything, even the cosmos. And then becoming is that evolutionary movement, that flow, that collective movement through time. So that's it for today. I'm in a kind of a, wait, real quick, I'm in kind of an altered state here. Because I'm feeling a little, I think maybe allergies, under the weather, so I'm kind of, my head is a little clogged, and so I'm a little spacey. And when I do this kind of theoretical thinking and stuff, I also get a little spacey. So I'm a little spacey, but I think it's a good spacey right now anyways. So, space, the final frontier. Namaste. Peace out. Till tomorrow.